Kit Daniels, Infowars.com. Did you know that Pope Francis has strong ties to socialism and even communism? Now, I know that sounds really bizarre. I mean, he is the global leader of a Christian church. But here's the thing. Within the first 24 hours that Pope Francis was in the United States on his visit, he was already pushing President Obama's political agenda for carbon taxes and more government regulations. According to Bloomberg, the pontiff's agenda neatly dovetails with that of President Barack Obama, and some of his advisors are already looking to Francis's arrival in the U.S. as a way to lift the prospects of getting the unfinished work of his presidency done. Also, ABC News reported that 10 times Pope Francis sounded just like Vermont Senator and presidential candidate Bernie Sanders on a variety of issues, including so-called man-made climate change and wealth redistribution. Basically speaking, they both share the same socialist political views. Even worse, Fox News' Shepard Smith said that we should listen to the Pope anyway, claiming that Francis isn't being political, even though he's pushing the exact same political agenda President Obama does every day. This is the same psychological technique the special forces use when they physically attack someone while yelling, "I'm not attacking you, this is not assault." It confuses a victim enough to stop him from defending himself, and in this case, Shepard Smith is confusing you to stop you from rejecting the Pope's rhetoric. But why does the Pope behave more like a socialist politician than a Christian leader? Well, Francis is a member of the Jesuits who developed the so-called liberation theology, which many have labeled Christianized Marxism. The movement was started by a Brazilian theologian several decades ago named Leonardo Boff, who had supported communist regimes across the Third World. The Jesuits further developed liberation theology to promote Marxism through the Catholic Church. They were also aided by secular communists who started infiltrating the Catholic Church back in the 1930s. In fact, a former communist by the name of Bella Dodd said that the communist infiltration was so intensive that 1,100 communists were placed inside the priesthood to destroy the church from within. One monk back in the 1950s attended a speech given by Dodd, and afterwards he wrote, "She explained that of all the world's religions, the Catholic Church was the only one feared by the communists, for it was its only effective opponent. The whole idea was to destroy, not the institution of the church, but rather the faith of the people, and even use the institution of the church, if possible, to destroy the faith through the promotion of a pseudo religion. Something that resembled Catholicism but was not the real thing. Once the faith was destroyed, she explained that there would be a guilt complex introduced into the church. This would be necessary in order to shame the church leaders into an openness to the world and to a more flexible attitude towards all religions and philosophies. The communists would then exploit this openness in order to undermine the church. The Jesuits are the reason why communism and socialism have persevered for so long in Latin America. Now is it starting to make sense why Pope Francis is constantly attacking capitalism? And it's not a coincidence that Cuba's current leader, Raul Castro, praised Pope Francis for his anti-capitalist stance. Castro, like Francis, was also brought up by the Jesuits. And it's also not a coincidence that the recent reconciliation between the U.S. and Cuba was spearheaded by Pope Francis to the benefit of Castro. In an article entitled "Vatican Flag to Fly Over New World Order," Vatican researcher Leo Zagami wrote, "Barack Obama and Raul Castro's mondialist leftist agenda is guided and supervised by the first Jesuit pope in history that helped the Cubans embrace the New World Order with enthusiasm." So, to sum it all up, Pope Francis is using the Catholic Church to push socialism globally. Once again, this is Kit Daniels with Infowars.com, and be sure to subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Resistance News.
I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox Special at InfoWarsLife.com.